Breaking news here at 5 o'clock. WGN Investigates has learned the FBI has paid a visit to the Village Hall in Dolton today.
And WGN's Ben Bradley has been working this story. He joins us now with the very latest tonight.
Yes, things are definitely heating up for the city girl mayor. First, at the top of the week, her right-hand man, her partner in crime, Keith Freeman, indicted by the feds. And now, just a couple of days later, 4 FBI agents pulled up to Village Hall. We're going to get into it, but first, take a second to make sure you're subscribed to the channel and click the notification bell for all updates. Won't waste any time, let's go ahead and get into it.
Sources tell us a handful of FBI agents arrived at Dolton Village Hall just after 2 o'clock this afternoon. But has been practice in recent weeks. The doors were locked and the agents had to identify themselves to the employees inside and order them to open the doors.
And side note, that's a shame too. But from the beginning, I've been telling you, she's been acting like the village belongs to her. It's crazy because how are you going to lock the people out of their own village? It's supposed to be open during business hours.
Video recorded by a witness shows the agents just inside the doorway there. We don't know who they were there to see or what they were looking for. Skycam 9 was over Village Hall in the past hour. We're told this was not a full-blown search or seizure of computers or other potential evidence. The agents were there likely serving subpoenas. An FBI Chicago spokesperson will only say the FBI was conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity in that area today. Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who also serves as Thornton Township Supervisor, has been the focus of months of WGN Investigates reporting. She's accused of retaliating against people she perceives as her political opponents and spent nearly $100,000 of taxpayer money in the past year on travel for her and her entourage. Trustees in Dolton have also accused her of improperly approving payments to vendors. The FBI arrival today comes the same week as Henyard's top aide in both Dolton and the township was charged with bankruptcy fraud. Keith Freeman is accused of lying about and hiding his income from the village of Dolton.
Somehow he figured he could hide his government paychecks from the government.
Again, we don't know what the FBI's interest at Dolton Village Hall was today, but this afternoon's visit and the serving of subpoenas is a significant development in a community that has been increasingly clamoring for accountability.
At what point do you think we'll know what the FBI is after?
Well, the subpoenas are likely under seal. They haven't turned up on the court record system yet. We'll file Freedom of Information Act requests with Dolton, but they haven't been responding to those for months. The Attorney General got involved, so it may be a little while before we find out specifics.
Thank you.
Shout out to all the viewers who emailed me requesting this video. I know it's hard to believe because Tiffany Teflon Tahoe, she's been walking around looking Teflon strong, but it's been established that the feds are watching. And guess what? Now they're closing in.
Let's get right to that breaking news. There is more drama in Dolton tonight. We have learned FBI agents were at the Village Hall this afternoon. All this amid those ongoing investigations into corruption involving Mayor Tiffany Henyard. NBC5's Natalie Martinez live in Dolton tonight with the breaking details. Natalie?
We are just outside Village Hall, and certainly there are a lot of questions out here, Stefan, but let me tell you about what we know, and that is that a handful of FBI agents showed up to this area earlier today. What is not clear is exactly why. Now, here's another statement in part that we got from the FBI saying that the FBI was conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity in that area today. Department of Justice policy prevents the FBI from commenting on the nature of any investigation that may be occurring. Now, we know Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard has been the focus of NBC5 investigations for weeks, and that several high-level officials do face lawsuits, including one surrounding a business trip to Las Vegas that happened last May. A top administrator is now facing fraud charges. The village administrator, Keith Freeman, is accused of several false statements regarding income and fees from a private consulting firm. And Chicago's former mayor, Lori Lightfoot, was hired as a special investigator in several of these issues. Now, in recent weeks, doors here have been locked, only allowing a few people inside the building at any time to conduct business. But village trustees that we spoke to, one in particular who we just spoke to, tells me this is a relief.
I'm feeling a sigh of relief. For the last 3 years, myself, the board members, and the residents have been feeling like no one was coming to save us in regards to providing us with the information that we need to make decisions regarding our finances with the village. So today I feel as if we're maybe one step closer to having some of the answers.
Much love to Trustee Norwood. What's really sad is by the time they come and pick up Tiffany Tahoe, they're going to be bankrupt, and I hope that doesn't happen. But they're already drowning in debt because of the mayor's spending.
That trustee believes that subpoenas are involved, but again, I want to reiterate that is not entirely clear what exactly the FBI activity was involved with. The FBI activity itself is enough to get tongues wagging here. Lots of people outside, I should say about a dozen people outside, that is constituents and people who live in the area wondering what is going on.
Okay, somebody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing? Nobody? Trustees? Nobody? Somebody knows something. Ain't that right, Jason? I think you know something. Yeah, Jason, you know something about it.
And we are following breaking news out of Dolton, the FBI serving subpoenas. Thank you for joining us at 5. I'm Dawn Hasbrook.
I'm Scott Schneider. We want to start with breaking news tonight. The FBI, as Dawn just mentioned, serving subpoenas in Dolton.
Let's get right to Elizabeth Matthews at the Village Hall, where 4 agents were this afternoon. Elizabeth.
Scott and Don, it is all quiet now, but here's what Fox 32 has learned. We've learned that those 4 federal agents paid a visit here at the Dolton Village Hall around 2:40 this afternoon. They were serving, like you mentioned, 2 subpoenas. Take a look at some of this amateur video that was sent in to our news station by a Fox 32 viewer. It appears to show a couple of those federal agents inside Village Hall. Here's what we know so far. One subpoena apparently focuses on employment and disciplinary records of 15 Village of Dolton employees, including 3 police officers and Keith Freeman, a senior administrator recently charged with bankruptcy fraud. The other subpoena, number 2, focuses on Freeman and any potential involvement with certain companies and whether or not they received any money, business, or contracts relating to the village. This, of course, comes as Fox 32 has reported on numerous investigations surrounding embattled Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Again, 2 subpoenas were served here at the Village Hall here in Dolton around 2:40 this afternoon.
Whatever, I do what I want.
Tiffany Teflon Tahoe is low-key losing it behind the scenes. So very soon, she'll be back out in front of the public, blaming all of her behavior on being a black woman. There are so many criminals around this criminal mayor, it's not even funny. The FBI obviously sorting it all out. It's been a crazy week. The top of the week, we had the Keith Freeman indictment. And at the end of the week, we have the FBI down to Village Hall. I'm telling you, this lady will not get away with this. And as I mentioned before, when I first started covering Tiffany Tahoe, there's still way more to this story. She's got a bunch of criminals protecting her, and we can't forget about the police department. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Is this now about the time that the city girl mayor should be worried? Let me know what you think. Special thank you to our brother Dark Power. I appreciate you for all of your support, as well as everybody who sent this story in. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to like and share.